With great power comes great responsibility. Stan Lee. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Tuesday Tips with me, Mr. Williams. And today we're talking about something that can change the way people see you, how you see yourself, and how you contribute to the world around you. Responsibility. Taking responsibility means owning your actions, being reliable, and stepping up to do what needs to be done. Whether you're in school or at home or out in your community, doing your part isn't just about meeting expectations. It's about building character and earning trust. So today I've got 3 tips to help you take responsibility and make a difference in the real world. Tip number 1, own your actions and their consequences. Whether things go right or wrong, it's important to take responsibility for the choices that you make. If you put in the effort and do well on a project, celebrate that success. But if you slack off and don't meet expectations, it's just as important to own up to that too. Taking responsibility means being honest with yourself and others about what you did and what you can do better next time. When you own your actions, you show maturity and gain the respect of people around you. Tip number 2, be reliable. Others are counting on you. Responsibility is also about being someone people can count on. When you're a part of a team, a group project, or even your family, your role matters. Being reliable means showing up, following through, and doing what you say you're going to do. When people know they can count on you, when they know they can depend on you, it builds trust and makes everything run more smoothly. So whether it's turning in your homework on time or helping with the chores at home, remember, your actions have an impact on the people around you. Tip number 3, step up when you see something that needs to be done. Responsibility isn't just about doing what you're asked to do. It's also about stepping up when you see something that needs to be done. If you notice a mess in the hallway, pick it up. If a friend is struggling, offer to help. Taking initiative shows leadership and sets a great example for others. When I was in elementary school, I was terrible at basketball. And I mean terrible. I was so bad, in fact, that my mom was my coach. And for 2 years, I still barely got to play. Actually, the only reason I got to play was because the league had a rule that every player had to play at least 1 quarter. So I'd usually sit on the bench until the 4th quarter, when they had to put me in. It was obvious that I was trash. And honestly, a lot of kids might have quit after being benched, especially by their moms. But not me. I'm built kind of different. I've always been the kind of person who gets laser focused when someone says, or I think someone believes I can't do something. I take it as a challenge. So from 3rd grade to middle school, I worked on my basketball skills every single day. I'd come home from school, do my homework, and head outside to my backyard to practice. Most of the time, it was just me. And every day, I'd do 100 left-handed layups, 100 right-handed layups, 100 made free throws, 5 shots off the glass at each spot, a one-on-one game, and finally, 10 free throws made in a row. Funny thing about the one-on-one game was that I would play games against myself. My right hand versus my left hand. Yeah, sometimes I'd even block my own shot. But by middle school, all that practice had paid off. I grew a little bit taller, I was way more skilled, and finally I became one of the better players on my team. I was a starter, or sometimes I was a 6th man. I was kind of like a defensive lockdown guy. Most of the time, I always guarded the best player on the other team. And that year, I even made the All-Star team. And our team got the chance to travel to Florida to play. And I hadn't been to Florida since like kindergarten, so I was excited. But then came the catch. My parents had a rule about grades. In my house, a C was treated like an F. And I was only allowed to bring home A's and B's on my report card. When my report card came out, I had a C, and my parents told me I couldn't go to Florida. I was devastated. and I cried like a baby, begging to go. But they made me face the consequences. Not only did I have to miss the trip, but I also had to tell my team why I couldn't go. Watching them leave without me was one of the hardest things I've ever done. But you know what? That moment has stuck with me, and I learned a hard lesson that I never had to learn again. Whether you meet or don't meet expectations, there will always be consequences, but you get to decide. From that point on, I made sure to take responsibility for my grades. I never brought home anything less than a B until college, but that's another story for maybe next week. That experience taught me the value of responsibility. It wasn't just about basketball or grades, it was about learning to own my actions and do my part, not just for myself, but for the people who were counting on me. So here's the Viking challenge for this week. Choose one area of your life where you can step up and take responsibility. It could be finishing your schoolwork on time or early, helping out with chores at home, getting your team together to do some extra practice, or even being there for a friend who needs some support. Think about how you can do your part, and remember, when you take responsibility, you're not just helping yourself, you're making a positive impact on everyone around you. Greatness isn't about what you achieve alone. It's about doing your part for the greater good. Well, that's all I have for y'all today. If you're enjoying these Tuesday tips, don't forget to like and subscribe. Take care, and until next time, peace.